Welcome back to the show. Now, whether you want to improve the relationship you're currently in, or if you're single and always seem to attract the wrong person, then you might need my next guest's help. She is a certified life and relationship coach who specialises in love and is determined to help you to find the one. Laura Rynikoski. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stumble over that. I was trying so hard because you have a very interesting background, which accounts for your surname. You were born in Helsinki, in Finland.
Yes, I was born in Finland, yes.
But that's not where your growing up was done. Where was that done?
No, I grew up in Venezuela. Yes.
Wow. And then how long are you living in Dublin?
10 years already, so I'm practically Irish at this point, right?
Practically Irish,
And then I studied in Boston and I was in Miami as well. So
you do have a bit of an American accent going on there as well.
Yeah, in Venezuela I went to international American schools.
Okay.
So all my education has been in American English. So people, every time they meet me, they think I'm American.
Yeah.
And they ask me what part of the States I'm from. I'm like, I'm not American, I'm Finnish Venezuelan living in Dublin, and then they get really confused.
And would you still have the Finnish, because you moved when you're only 5 months old, but was it spoken to you at home?
Yes, at home we spoke Finnish, in school English and Spanish, and everywhere else Spanish. So I grew up speaking 3 languages, and I also speak Italian and a bit of French.
And a bit of French, just to really rub it, just to make us feel really good about ourselves today.
She's the next Pope.
She's got...
Oh my God, that's the first time I hear that one.
You're going to have to put that now on your LinkedIn profile. Cooper said the next Pope.
Exactly.
So, a life, business and relationship coach.
Yes.
Can you break that down a little bit for us? I mean, the relationship coach part, I kind of get.
Yes.
The life coach, maybe. Business coach, how do you do this all together?
Yeah, exactly. How do you combine everything? Well, I mean, life coaching, basically, like when I have a client, we work on whatever they want to work on. I mean, sometimes it's relationships, sometimes it's jobs. Anything, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, but I specialize in relationships.
So I mean, one of the things I know you're in the middle of writing a book now.
Yes.
And by all accounts,
I've actually started 2. I was
going to
so
say
busy that I have to find the time to finish writing these books.
And these books are kind of about how to get to a successful relationship, successful business, successful life, that kind of perspective.
Yeah. Well, one of the books is like based on my life so far, you know, which has been pretty eventful.
Okay.
You
No
know?
spoilers. No spoilers. Gotta wait for the
no
book.
spoilers, exactly.
But the other book then, is that more
It's
work-based?
more about coaching. It's more about coaching and relationships, yes.
So let's talk a little bit about the relationship side of things, because, you know, I'm wondering, key to a successful marriage. I say that because I celebrated my 2nd wedding anniversary last week.
Oh, congratulations.
So, yeah, I made it to 2 years. Here's to the next 2.
You know what? That is a big achievement these days. Seriously.
Really.
Yes.
So, like, what, for you, looking on to an individual who is part of a couple, or maybe looking on to a couple, what do you think are the real keys to a successful, let's say, marriage?
The real keys, well, I mean, 3 things come to mind, right?
Yeah.
Of course, love. I mean, there has to be love, right? Love, good communication, and honesty. But like the love part, like you have to love yourself first. You know, you have to be strong and independent and love yourself first to then be able to share that love with somebody else.
There's going to be a lot of people at this point saying, no, I'm out. I don't love myself.
I don't, okay,
I'm out.
well, like, you know what it is? Like, it's so funny because when I talk about loving yourself, many people think like, oh, that sounds so like egotistical and, you know, like, and narcissistic in a way, but the thing is, like, you have to love and accept yourself, right? Because if you don't love and accept yourself, nobody else will.
Do you find that in Ireland, people are maybe not as good at loving themselves as other nations?
It's challenging. Yeah, it's challenging. And I think, you know, I think because it's like the way that people grow up here, it's like it's not instilled in them. You know, it's kind of like, so it's something that everybody needs to work on. But I mean, it's not only the Irish people, it's everybody. I mean, loving yourself, I think, is something that every single one of us has to work on every single day, including myself.
So what kind of things do you do to show yourself that you love yourself? Is it like respecting yourself to give yourself, I don't know, enough sleep at night? Or...
Yes. It's all these little things that add up, right? And like one thing that I always tell my clients and my friends is that you need to be your own best friend, right? And
you know, there is that phrase, something like, oh, she loves herself so much, she'd eat herself if she was chocolate. Do you know the one I mean? If she was chocolate, she'd eat herself. So there is a kind of, it's difficult for people to love themselves, I think, when they have this in the back of their head going, oh, she thinks she's all that.
She thinks she's all that, exactly. Well, that's the thing. The thing is that it's not like, it's the story that you're telling yourself, right? It's like the way that you perceive that, because it's not about loving yourself and thinking that, you know, you're the best person in the world and you're above everybody else. That's not what it's about. It's about you like loving and accepting yourself,
Okay.
you know, and having like that self-respect and that self-acceptance that nobody else can give to you, right?
Okay.
Like no partner can give you self-love, self-awareness, self-acceptance, all the selves, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've gotten to the stage where we love ourselves.
Yeah, that's right.
We've gotten to the stage where we're kind of going to do this in reverse, because I asked you initially about the keys to a successful marriage.
Yeah.
You mentioned communication,
Yes,
love
and honesty.
Like, how
Yes.
honest do we need to be?
Well,
You know, is it better to keep a couple of secrets?
yeah, I'm looking at the guy. They're like, oh, honesty?
Fergus is looking most
I
worried.
know.
Straight past me and you.
Virgo's like, what? 100% honesty? Okay. Well, I mean, honesty in the sense that, I mean, I'm not, you know, I guess you can tell little white lies, right? But in terms of like honesty in your communication, right? Like if something is bothering you, like talk about it, right? Because many times people, like something will bother them and then it builds up and builds up and builds up. And then all of a sudden you explode
And I
over,
know some
over
people-
something stupid.
Some people don't even like to bring up a conversation with somebody because one of them feels like it's confrontation as opposed to conversation, which can be difficult.
Exactly. That's why like good communication is key.
Okay.
Good communication is key to a
So
successful.
let's go.
Yeah.
Let's sort of bring it. That's all I say. We're doing it backwards. We started with the marriage. We're going to go back to if you're single and
Yes.
looking to mingle, I believe was the phrase.
Yeah.
Because Fergal, you have the intro matchmaking agency. We know there's a lot of people who are looking for love.
You know, there's 2 million single people in this country.
Is there?
Yeah,
2 million?
4.7 million
That's
population. Yeah.
That's a lot.
So, you know, how are you going to advise
Yeah.
these single people
The 2
to
million.
get to the 2 million? It's a pretty big market.
It is
To get to the stage where, you know, they're
Yes.
ready to go for the relationship. Maybe they're at the stage where they love themselves now.
Exactly. Well, I think the most important thing is that, you know, a lot of people expect somebody else to make them happy and to make them feel, you know, complete and all this, right? So first, it's like you need to feel good within yourself and feel complete and all that. So all these phrases of you complete me and you're my other half, like.
Oh, you complete me. What was the film that was in?
It's been in a lot.
Jerry Maguire, yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Well, you had me at hello or whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I hate these phrases because like they're so wrong and they program people, right? It's like people feel like somebody else will complete them and all that, right? So you need to be a complete person in order to find another complete person, right? So anyway, so that's like to begin with, don't expect somebody else to make you happy. Like you are in charge of your own happiness. Your own happiness is your responsibility. It's no one else's responsibility.
Okay.
That's something that I coach people on all the time. Anyway, so once you're happy within yourself.
Which can take time.
Exactly.
It can take time. And I guess you may have a couple of relationships leading you to that point, and you can learn from them all,
Oh,
I guess.
yes. You definitely learn from every relationship. You learn
Even
from
the bad
every-
ones?
Yes. And there's a reason. I mean, I believe that there's a reason that everybody comes into your life, and you definitely learn, you know, from each relationship. And like, you know, two people in a relationship evolve and grow. And then the relationship evolves and grows as well. Sometimes you evolve and grow together. Sometimes you evolve and grow apart, right? It's just part of life. But in terms of like finding a new relationship, so first you have to feel good within yourself, right?
Yeah.
That's you know, that's the starting point. And then after that, you know, be open to different like possibilities and opportunities, right? I think that many times people have like something set in their mind like, oh, he has to be tall, dark, and handsome, just to give you an example. You know, I mean, these are all stereotypes and everything, right? But be open to like different possibilities, right? Like, you know, the magic happens outside of your comfort zone.
I thought you were going to say the magic happens in the bedroom.
Oh, sorry, yeah, we're not going there yet. Yeah, exactly, that's another show.
You've not watched this show enough.
The guy doing it, yeah, exactly. No, sorry. The magic happens outside of your comfort zone for now, exactly. So yeah, so step out of your comfort zone, step out of like the usual patterns that you have. Like, for example, if you always go to the same bar and the same pub, go somewhere else. You know, like do different kinds of activities. Like we tend to be creatures of habit and we tend to do the same things over and over again. You know, and the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, right? So you have to do something differently. You have to go to different places, change your mindset, you know.
You help people break
open.
these habits so that they can open themselves up to new experiences.
Yes.
I guess you have to try all sorts of things to really think outside the box.
Yes.
And then let's say when we've gone to the stage where, you know, we've met someone, you're in the burgeoning relationship, you're thinking, oh, this could really be the one. This has gone on for a while.
Yeah.
I've met his family or her family. You know, what kind of things should we be thinking then just to try and keep a level head about it and not get totally carried away, not to be,
Yeah.
I guess, taking it to one extreme or the other.
Exactly. Well, of course, at the beginning, you're always in the honeymoon stage, right? At the beginning, everything is perfect, and you see your new partner as perfect, and they see you as perfect, and that's all great. Like, you're looking at each other through rose-colored, lenses, and everything is wonderful. But of course, it gets to a stage where you get to know the person more, and then you realize that your perfect person is actually not perfect, right? But I mean, it's about accepting the good qualities and the bad qualities, right? Because no one's perfect. No one's perfect, and it's about how compatible are you, with each other, and how well you communicate.
Would you have to help people maybe over the bumps that they realised, Mr. Perfect or Mrs. Perfect has a couple of these warts, so to say?
But everybody does, even Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
Even Brad Pitt. Even Brad Pitt. Yeah, exactly.
Brad alone.
Leave Brad alone, exactly. Even Brad Pitt, I'm sure is not perfect. I'm sure that he has some bad qualities that nobody knows about.
He probably doesn't wash the clay off his hand before he eats the sandwiches.
Doesn't. Yeah.
Exactly. Angelina Jolie, I'm sure knows. Yeah.
I've heard of a woman recently in her 70s who got married.
Yes.
Like very late in life, which is a lovely story. So should we ever give up on looking for love?
And actually there was also a couple that was 101 and 100 that got married in some nursing home as well. And like one of my aunts got married at 65 too. It's never too late, right? It's only too late if you believe that it's too late, but it's literally never too late. It's never too late.
Brilliant. So we'll just keep that in our heads. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Laura
thank
Rinnikowski. Got the Finnish name right this time around.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. Really
Thank
wise
you.
words there. Lovely to have you in today for the chat.
Thank you so much for having me.
Right, time for a quick break. When we come back, have you ever heard about sympathy pregnancies? We'll tell you all about that in 3 minutes.